Yes, oh my god. Hello, are you out there? Do you remember me? This is Skyler from Culture Shock. I know it's been a while since you've been in the store probably. With this whole COVID-19 pandemic, we've been closed down. But we have a lot of announcements and ways that we're getting through it. I assure you, we are still here. We have loads of new products, lots of new records, so much to talk about since our last Vinyl Happy Hour, which was so long ago. This is technically now our season 3 of Vinyl Happy Hour. And this is our show we were doing for a while. We took a little break, and then I kind of took an extended break to let all the celebrities, musicians, and everybody else who want to make videos start their own thing. So now we're kind of calling this season 3 and a third. But we're doing every Thursday night, usually around 8 p.m., Vinyl Happy Hour at Culture Shock, and we're showcasing some records. We are doing this video because I find, and I know a lot of our customers find vinyl intoxicating, and it's great to find out all the special new releases that are coming out. We're going to dig in tonight. I've got a really weird Holy Grail record too. I can't wait to show you. I wonder if you've ever heard of it. But I also want to have a little drink with you guys. I know that's been a big thing, but typically I'm a whiskey guy, but tonight I am a shout out to our friends at Collective Arts Brewing. You probably can't see the details on this artwork that they used on this can, but what's really cool about Collective Arts Brewing, which they did a beer tasting here last year too, is they have different artists that they license and actually pay the artists for their artwork for a certain amount of months to be featured on their beer cans. And then they work with musicians and bands that actually get to use that artwork, and they do digital downloads and stuff through their website. But they also have a great beer too. This is their double dry hopped IPA called Life in the Clouds. It's got these cool airplanes, this cool artwork. It's really nice. I'm not usually a beer guy, or especially an IPA, but cold, crisp. It's actually got a little bit of a little tangerine feel to it. So I love that. We do have some major announcements I'm going to get into. First, I want to talk about one of my favorite records that came out of the last year. A big metal guy, big hardcore guy. This one's going to be a little hard to show off on camera probably, but Underneath from Code Orange. They did a really good, brutal hardcore album, but it's got so many mixes of elements of other music. It's a 3D cover. One thing that's great about it is the packaging, the artwork, all the special stuff. Of course, the musicianship is top-notch. It's so intense. It's got, of course, it's like a hardcore metal album, but there's mixtures of new metal, even a little industrial, a couple different vocalists. I usually see a gatefold album like this, and if it's a single LP, which this one is, that front doesn't even have anything, but they actually packed it with a poster in the front. So it's got a full fold-out poster. One side you've got the band members, other side the album cover. So that's a really cool extra that Roadrunner threw in. This is a limited to 2,000 copies, and it's on translucent galaxy swirl. Also probably hard to see on this camera, but it is see-through like blue and black swirl. So they did a lot of really cool extras with that album. And one thing about our store being closed is it's been hard for people to get to us or to get records. And I know you need your quarantine vinyl. So starting tomorrow, May 1st, the state of Illinois is allowing curbside pickup. We're going to be doing just from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Fridays, Saturdays, and Wednesdays in May. Message us, call us. If you want to make a purchase or a pickup, we can finally do that for you. The other big thing, though, the other announcement, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. The biggest announcement probably that Culture Shock has ever made, possibly. Something people have been asking us for since we opened almost 14 years ago. And this is the big one. And we're still working on it, but it is ready to go, and it is huge. Ready for the unveiling? I am now announcing cultureshockshop.com. We have a website, finally, where you can actually purchase records from us. Right now, we have thousands of new records up, including Code Orange is on there, too. A lot of other records I'm talking about. Tons of new vinyl. We're updating it weekly. In the next month, we're also going to be adding used records. We already have some of our gift items up. We're going to have some of the other items from the store. But please go check out cultureshockshop.com. And I'd love to, we can actually offer curbside pickup through the website as well, or we can ship it to you. So people anywhere in the 48 states can now shop Culture Shock. So that is our big announcement. Cheers to us for that, and cheers to you guys for asking us to do that. And those of you who already reached out to us during this pandemic. We're so excited. We're so pumped to finally talk about it. One thing about Vinyl Happy Hour is it's not just my taste or the store taste, but we get so many things from different labels. I obviously am into a lot of metal and things like that too, but I'm also really into jazz, and I'm really excited to say that Sony Legacy has released a lot of the Columbia Miles Davis. This is one of my favorite Miles Davis albums. A lot of people probably think back to his more traditional stuff. This tribute to Jack Johnson, though, was a 71 release. I just love the image, too. That's one of the cool things. This is, like, iconic, like the Michael Jordan Air shot or something like that. That look of the way Miles played his horn was just amazing. Such a cool horn player. This is kind of funky, though. This is from 71. He's actually got guitar, bass, drums, and a little more funky mix of instruments. It's not super traditional jazz. If you haven't listened to that one, please check it out. We have a jazz section too. The other cool thing, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we can do pre-orders on our website. So now if there's something coming out in a month or two, you can actually pre-order it. So whenever the next albums come out, you can pre-order them through our website. So that's the other cool thing. We have tons of jazz on there too. It's not just indie rock or new releases. There's reissues on there too. Here's another one of my favorite albums recently, and I don't know a ton about her yet. Poppy. It's a very creepy looking album cover. Gatefold also. One thing that sold me on this, though, is they did a limited indie exclusive. So there's, like, I believe 500 copies on this silver white splatter, only available to independent record stores. Explain Poppy. It's like, it is poppy. There's a lot of really strange pop, even like bubblegum pop, just electronic rock pop, even Tame Impala or some kind of elements, and Beach Boys harmonies. But then out of nowhere, you get hit with this like blast of metal, like Rammstein or Slipknot or something. It's hard to explain. There's definitely 90s influences too. It's all over the place. Such an odd album. I'm actually doing a vinyl set after we're done with this vinyl happy hour video. I got a couple records to show you, and I have a holy grail, something really rare and odd. And then I'm going to spin some records. I'm going to play one of her tracks because that's the best way to appreciate music, and the intoxication of this vinyl is to hear it.
Someone said it's shock value pop.
It's shock value pop. That's a great way to put it. That's so cool. Again, check her out. It's so weird. That's called I Disagree. And there's a red and white splatter vinyl version too. I'm a sucker though. If they do an indie store exclusive, that's the one I want. So, and I like that it's kind of neutral colors, kind of like the album cover. Speaking of, that's a new release. Here's a special release too from a band from '69. This is Amon Duul 2. A strange album. Originals are so scarce and hard to find. This is some German kind of prog rock, psychedelic jam rock. And look at this. This is so beautiful what they did with the vinyl. It's this like rainbow splattered vinyl. So you're finding a lot of limited special releases, not just from new artists and things like that, but here's a band, an obscure psychedelic band from '69 from Germany. It's a double LP, really nice thick gatefold jacket. Again, on the website too at cultureshockshop.com. The Poppy one is actually in our staff picks. This one you'll find in our psychedelic section. You can search or use the advanced search to find things too. Amon Duul, they're a group of musicians who came out of a group called, or actually Amon Duul was the group name, and then they splintered off and started this band called, very creatively, Amon Duul 2. Real jam rocky, kind of psychedelic with a mixture of Rush maybe or something like that. Every country kind of had their own sound, even though the US had the West Coast pop explosion of that time. But so happy to finally get a reissue. It's a little pricey. It's a double LP, but they only did 500 copies, splatter vinyl. Totally worth it. Original pressings can fetch $200 to $300. So super happy they finally reissued that one. I can't believe we ran through some of those already. Here's the one I want to talk about, though. This is the oddest thing. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of tax scam records before. There was evidently in the 70s especially a lot of tax scams going on, or mafia money, or investors like trying to write stuff off. This is a really obscure, rare record. It's called Hot Dog. Ugliest, crappiest artwork you could ever imagine. Cheapest, thinnest jacket. The artwork's so generic. The back of it, it doesn't get any more generic than that. Like, I've been showing off these new releases. This is a release from 1977. It was evidently a tax scam. They probably got the demo from some band, wrote it up, claimed that it cost a lot of money, parked these records in a warehouse, and very few of them exist today. It's kind of valuable, actually. I was going to try to sell it. I can't bring myself to sell it, though. This is one from my personal Holy Grail collection. The story about this is, though, the band was from Missouri area, I think, and they were on the same label as Big Star. They have kind of a good southern jam rock band sound. They probably have no idea their record got released. They probably got sent a demo to somebody who claimed they were going to try to get on a big label, and this band got their album released. They were actually called the Hot Dogs, so that's kind of the band name. But evidently, this Guinness record label, they would write up a record, steal a demo, have bands send in demos, release the album without the band ever knowing about it, and then claim that the production cost and marketing cost was thousands and thousands of dollars. A lot of the records actually got thrown away, parked in a warehouse, never sold in stores even. They just kept them in a warehouse in case the tax man wanted to check on the inventory that they were writing off on their taxes. There was probably some mafia money or shady investing going on. Hard to say, but so interesting to me to see how generically, cheaply made this was when I'm showing off some records that have all these posters and inserts and splatters. I suppose one thing that does kind of keep the value of this record, though, is the musicianship is actually really good. Yeah, I'm going to play a song from it actually tonight. It's kind of got a cool little southern rock, a little power pop. They were on the same label as Big Star. I can definitely hear a little bit of Big Star. Evidently, a couple of the guys went on to be in Black Oak, Arkansas. Not a big fan of them, but so in a Skinnerty way, you know, it's got that kind of Muscle Shoals southern rock sound. But I was super happy to find that. It's still in the original shrink wrap. Evidently, a lot of these were found in thrift shops and record cutout bins for $1 back in the day. Usually the records now are worth over $100. So that's all I have for tonight's Vinyl Happy Hour. And like I said, every Thursday we want to showcase at least 5 records, typically 2 new releases, 2 reissues, 1 rare or holy grail. So keep checking back with us every Thursday night for Vinyl Happy Hour at Culture Shock. Anything else you want to add, Lauren? No? We missed you guys all, and it's been a crazy time. I guess one other brief announcement. Record Store Day is usually the 3rd Saturday in April. Sadly, that got cut, was postponed to June. Now they're actually splitting it up into 3 dates. If you didn't see our post, it's August, September, October, the last Saturday, I think, or 4th Saturday. So we're going to have 3 Record Store Days now this year, plus Black Friday. So we've got a lot of things going on. I think I'm going to bounce off here, and I'm going to start some vinyl up, though. This first one is, speaking of Record Store Day, a release from previous year's Record Store Day from Dogfish Head. Music to drink beer to, so I'm drinking a little beer and playing a little vinyl. So the first track off here is a Shuggy Otis song, so I'm going to let that play for a minute, get some beer, and then we'll keep some more records coming up here for you. So, thank you so much.